everyone. So recently I have been closing the gap on the alignment of myself with source and source. I don't know. Source. Because myself is source, okay, right? Yourself is source too. So I've been really bridging the gap lately of disconnect. So right now, in this moment, I feel insanely abundant, insanely infinite, insanely all. Insanely A.N.D. So I just want to say that I think the thing that just keeps poking at me and resonating at me, and the sole reason I wanted to make this video, is to give you this beautiful token nugget of information. Now, focus on this one, okay? And to focus means to emotionally engage in what I am saying right now. Let it move you. Let yourself feel what I am saying right now. You ready? Say yes to everything when it is for your best self. Now let me say it again, but a different wording. Say yes when it is best for yourself. Okay? Now we've grown up and been conditioned and raised and beat into submission, into believing that selfishness is a negative, bad, awful, horrific thing. And I am going to shatter a whole window right now, okay? That's a lie. Period. It doesn't matter where the lie came from. It came from a lot of things. But that is certainly for another video. But selfishness being a negative thing is a lie, because selfishness is really lining up with what is best for yourself. Now, I can say this on a lot of different levels. It is the vibrational state of self. It is the interconnection to source energy, source self. It is doing what is best for yourself. Whatever level you want to comprehend and acknowledge it on, and whatever makes sense to you, all it breaks down to is selfishness is necessary. What selfishness isn't is completely disrespecting, dishonoring, disempowering other people's existences. What it completely is honoring, respecting, and empowering your own existence. It literally has nothing to do with anyone else. The only reason we have said it has anything to do with anyone else is solely for the fact that people think that you are supposed to take care of them and do what they want and is best for them instead of doing what is best for you. Now, that is irresponsible cop-out, period. There is nothing more irresponsible and more out of alignment, really, than to demand that your best self is served to you by anyone other than yourself. Okay? Do you hear what I'm saying right now? What I am saying again is putting someone else's best interests above your own, is one of the most out of alignment things that you can do. Now, let me go into more detail because people get tripped up on this. I especially being a mother. Hello. It's been pounded in you since you were little, even though it wasn't shown to you or to anyone. It's been pounded into us that our best interests and our things that are best for us are completely last, especially in the mothering world. But in the parenting world, they're at least second. Your children's best interests are first. Bullshit. It's a fucking lie. It is a fucking lie. Now, remember what I said. Selfishness is not disrespecting, disempowering, and just dishonoring someone else's best interest. That's not what it is. By choosing your own best interests, you have their best interests ingrained in it naturally because you love them, because you care about them, because I care about your well-being. I love you. I am your anchor and guide into this existence. However, we get too deeply enmeshed in that and think that we're the sole reason they exist, or they're the sole reason we exist. No. That's going to lead to serious, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm saying it's going to lead to a regret of some sort, but it's going to lead to serious, remorse, it'll come to me. But by putting your child's best interest before your own, by you putting your child's best interest before your own, is actually counterintuitive to their best interest. Then you're actually not looking out for their best interest. Then in fact, you are being what society actually deems as selfish, because it is more so a thing of like, see, I put your best interest before mine, now I should be rewarded for it. I am the grandest mother of all, and I should therefore be treated as such. No baby cakes. Resentment. That's the word. You will have a large amount of resentment. We see this in parent-child relationships. We see this in spousal relationships. We see this in relationships in general, really. But we also see this in like parenting relationships like the when your parents get older and you have to kind of care for them and such. Listen, if you do it out of their own best interest, if you do it out of their own best interest, you will naturally develop resentment because it will not be appreciated in the way that you would like for it to be. It will not be thanked in the way that you would like for it to be. It will not be acknowledged in the way that you like for it to be. And that is just that. That is what it is. And that is what it's going to be. Now, by you catering to your best interests first, because your best interests are aligned with your highest self and source, which we all are. We are all the same. We are all source, okay? So if your best interests are therefore aligned with source and with yourself, which they are, then you will inevitably meet their best interest by meeting your best interest. And that is just what it is. Now, if it comes down to a point where the best interests you feel like conflict on too large of a level, that by meeting your own best interest counteracts theirs or dishonors theirs or something, then that is where the breakdown for communication needs to happen. Then you need to communicate, because you are not understanding the bigger picture, or you're not understanding what their best interests actually are, or maybe you're not actually understanding what your best interests actually are, and maybe it's a conversation you need to have with yourself. So it takes layers of honesty, truth, communication, execution, honoring your best interests. Be selfish. For the love of God, please be selfish. Because when you are selfish, you let everybody else off the hook of taking care of you. Okay? Now, children, I know I have thought so many times, God damn it, this little piece of shit, she's so fucking selfish. Like, I love you to death. I can't even explain the depth of my love for you, but you are the most selfish motherfucker I've ever met in my whole life. Thank God for that. Because children are showing us the way. They are showing us the way, okay? I don't know what song it is. Couldn't even tell you who sings it, but my husband had me listen to it one time, and it was so like this one little part. I don't care for any other part of the song, but it said something about the wise ones are walking in Pampers. Like, yes, they are. They are the ones showing us the way to be. Do you understand that? What I mean when I say that is children show you the most beautifully selfish way to be. And we try to kick it out of them. Be considerate of other people. Be this, be that, do. Children are naturally considerate. They're naturally compassionate. The only reason they're not is because you force them to be it down their throat, so they think they're not. They forget that they already are, because you're auto-correcting them in the way that you think it's supposed to go. And so then they question themselves and think, oh, maybe I'm not being considerate of other people. Maybe I'm not compassionate. Maybe I'm not a kind and loving person. If you're sitting there telling them, be loving, be kind, be compassionate, be considerate of other people, you're telling them, because you are not right now, then you need to be. They already are. And so are you. You just mucked up with layers and layers and years and systems of conditioning of fuck shit. Oh my God, that felt so good to get out. That's genuinely all it is. So, to wrap this video up, please be be selfish. Please let your children be selfish. Please observe your children's selfishness and adopt it as your own, okay? And understand that your children already are compassionate, they already are loving, and they already are considerate. And the only reason that they wouldn't show those traits outwardly is if they have been told in various like roundabout ways that they're not. So then they don't trust themselves enough to know what they know is true. Because if you gave your children the trust in the knowing that they are already perfect exactly the way they are, we don't need to prepare them for adulthood or prepare them for real life. Or they're living right now. They're in it with you. It has literally nothing to do with paying bills and doing this and doing that. That, as your parent, that is your job. When those questions come up, hey, how do I pay a bill? Oh, cool. So I had to teach myself this, or somebody taught me this a long time ago, and blah, 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 blah. Here you go. Here's this information now. Now, I know that you can carry out this information because I trust you, and you trust yourself because you are so beautifully selfish enough to think of yourself first, to actually give a shit about what you feel, what you think, and trust yourself to know that who you are is perfect. And so it is. So thank you for watching this video.